Physical retail isn't going anywhere. It's not going away. We are in a retail apocalypse of some kind. However, that doesn't mean that retail is dying. It's evolving. Retail isn't like the dinosaur. It isn't being wiped out. It's evolving into a new iteration. It's kind of becoming more like an experience, like a gallery, like a form of entertainment. It's kind of crossing over, and it's very necessary because ultimately the consumer, they want to interact with the product in a physical realm. They want the convenience of shopping through an app or shopping online, but they also want to physically interact. And even though they may think they don't necessarily want to speak to a sales associate, ultimately if they find a great sales associate that is compelling, they do want that interaction. They do want that experience. So I think we are in a moment of global change in retail. But that change is an evolution that's going to lead to the sort of next phase of retail, and that will really drive more of an experience, more of an encompassing experience than purely a simple transaction. It's no longer a simple transaction, and in some cases it never was. The luxury sector has a kind of death grip on physical retail because they know that the consumer of luxury goods wants to go into the store, they want to be given a glass of champagne, they want to be able to be romanced on the product by a very well-educated sales associate who knows every aspect of that product. Because that's part of the money that they're spending. That when they get out their pocketbook and put down those thousands of dollars for that beautiful handbag, the part of the process is the storytelling, the romance, the experience. So physical retail is in a moment of evolution, and it's a really good evolution. I think we can actually come through this moment with historical context, seeing how retail transitioned from one form into another in a very, very significant way. We saw this in the 1950s and before, the advent of the American department store, which obviously happened before the 1950s, but consumer culture was rampant in the 1950s, and you had every major retailer across the United States, from major retailers that no longer exist anymore, like B. Altman, like Macy's that exists today, like Barney's that no longer exists, like Saks Fifth Avenue that have a very strong footprint, or Nordstrom. So the American department store seismically changed the retail landscape of the world. It was one of the innovations of American culture that created this department store experience, and it was emulated and replicated around the world. Today we're going into a moment of experiential retailing, and that again will be kind of globally assimilated. And so I think the notion that retail is dead now is actually the moment to create a really unique retail experience. And I think that the consumer, the global consumer, is actually very, very hungry for that moment.